bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The 2013 hurricane season is predicted to be a busy one, with some 18 named storms, 9 hurricanes, and 4 major hurricanes. In this report, we hear how the agency responsible for managing national disasters is preparing for the months ahead. Prior to the start of the Atlantic hurricane season, the National Emergency Management Agency took specific measures to ensure that Grand Bahama is in a state of readiness should a disaster occur. Senior Island Administrator Alexander Williams says training was a major focus.
We did training for Emergency Operations Center, the EOC, and we had some 18 participants who actually were trained to handle and conduct themselves in the Emergency Operations Center. And that is critically important because it coordinates the activities of all of our responders during a hurricane. We also did a training course for shelter management.
According to Williams, NEMA's preparation efforts went beyond the basic training. He says it included initial damage assessment as well.
After an incident with hurricanes, we know that we need to report. We need to say to the NEMA head office in Nassau and Cabinet office that certain damages have been incurred, and we need to be able to communicate that in a kind of language that they would understand, not only nationally but internationally. And most recently, we did the damage assessment needs analysis training, which was a very intense course, and it was geared for specialized persons.
Williams says the recent joint offshore rescue operation with the U.S. Coast Guard highlighted an area of weakness which NEMA was able to address.
We had a communication weakness that we have since addressed. The organizational setup was somewhat off. But we are in the process now of going through our after action plan, whereby all of our stakeholders and participants, we are getting together and we are identifying those areas. We're doing the SWOT analysis to determine our strengths and weaknesses.
9 shelters have been identified for Freeport, 2 for West Grand Bahama, and Williams says NEMA is working to secure a suitable structure for East End. Members of the workforce on Grand Bahama are preparing to celebrate an historic occasion. The first Randall Fox Labor Day holiday is this coming Friday, and workers will mark this observance with the annual march and rally. Labor leaders on the island are calling on Bahamians once again to unite, particularly in light of the country's 40th anniversary of independence.
We asked only that for those persons who are in the political arena, that you seek to wear any other color of the flag other than gold. We recognize that we would not be able to come and take your shirt off you or do anything, but we want you to, as much as possible, represent the country.
Everybody at this table is a child of Sir Randall in labor. We understand what he fought for. We understand what he believed in. And we share his ideals. We share his fight.
If you look at different unions in the country and what it is that they're going through, these things that should really not be happening. But we're going to commemorate the life and achievements of persons like Sir Randall that helped make the Bahamas what it is today.
Friday's march was initially expected to begin at the Grand Lucayan Resort, but 4th Vice President of the NCTUB, John Curtis, says workers should now gather at the Seahorse Shopping Center to parade to Tano Beach.
We were denied permission to assemble at the Grand Lucayan parking lot area, where we initially requested so that workers in the area, workers in the hotel, workers in the straw market and Port Lucaia marketplace could feel a part and feel the effects of Labor Day.
The Randall Fox Labor Day March will be held in honor of two former union executives, Eric Darville and Maureen Duvalier. The march is set to begin at 8 a.m. Next Sunday will be celebrated as Father's Day, and here on Grand Bahama, several fathers will be honored. This evening, the organizer of the annual recognition program talks about the vision behind the annual salute and the future of the program. Italia Hall reports.
Well-known gospel artist Simeon Alden started his journey 10 years ago to heighten the awareness of fathers who are playing a positive role in the lives of their families. Alden says it's a vision that he started some 10 years ago. The event singles out fathers for their role as leaders in the home and in the community.
As a gospel artist, psalmist, I've been invited to sing to Mother's Day concerts all the time, and I wonder why is it no one is recognizing and celebrating and honoring the fathers. And so I thought, why don't I heighten the awareness that we have some good fathers in the community, and why don't I create a venue where we can honor them and celebrate them as others have done for mothers.
20 outstanding fathers will be honored on this Father's Day, Saturday, June 16 at 7 p.m. under the theme, I Love My Daddy.
When I first started, I would honor 10, and then I would also have the event under the patronage of two fathers. And so this year is the most that I've honored one time in the 10 years.
10 years later, Alden said he is satisfied that he has met his original objectives, and he is pleased that the effort has been well received.
This is my 10th year. It is my sincere hope that someone will pick up the vision and continue to run with it. I'm absolutely convinced that I have heightened the awareness. I've watched over the years as we select these fathers, and they would come out and their family. Even now, after all these years on the streets, people are still saying, Pastor Simeon, thank you for honoring my father. I feel much closer to him now, etc., etc. So I am sure I met the goal.
Pastor Simeon Alden says he's hoping that someone would take over the recognition program to ensure that fathers of Grand Bahama are given the annual salute. Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Service on behalf of the entire team.
I'm Ricardo.
I'm Sabrina Brown. Thank you for joining us. The Bahamas Tonight continues with the National Report.